Okay, that video is over. Let's go to the next one, to actual fun and humor. The greatest machine gun nobody talks about. Came from 11 days ago. The Lewis gun, and look at this barrel, holy fuck. I'm about to burp. Or not. What is this barrel? Is that like a suppressor plus a silencer combined in one? What the hell is that? A fucking... Sorry. A fucking Tommy gun on steroids.
Few
Let's
wars
go.
have changed the face of warfare quite like World War I. Less than 50 years after the end of the American Civil War, which was mainly fought with things like muskets, you had airplanes, chemical warfare, tanks, and of course, the introduction of the machine gun.
Oh,
Today
yeah.
we're going to be talking about one of the most influential machine guns that was introduced.
By the way, I forgot to say, the video was made by Congressman Herrera. But I think everybody already knows. Fuck me.
World War I. The Lewis machine gun.
Look at this barrel. Why do you have a barrel so big for a bullet so small? It's like, it looks like a 7.62. What the fuck? Okay, that's a little bigger, maybe, I don't know, 30-06, I have no idea what that bullet is. Yeah!
That is, with no exaggeration, probably the most pleasant light machine gun I have shot.
Oh, that's a lot.
What's going on, guys?
I'm sorry, but that was so out of nowhere.
I have shot. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Lewis gun. Whether you know this from World War II, World War II video games, World War II Rule 34 fan fiction, the
What?
Mummy, Fallout, or of course,
Excuse me, what?
games, World War II Rule 34 fan fiction, The Mummy, Fallout, or of course, Star Wars, the Lewis gun is definitely a light machine gun that has a lock on pop culture. Don't know why I said that, like Tucker Carlson. The Lewis machine gun was designed in 1911, which is actually kind of fucking crazy. To think at time of recording that this gun is actually 114 years old.
Damn.
Almost as old as the average American senator. It's pretty crazy. It's all...
And all those American people who receive healthcare, who were receiving like welfare or whatever that was. Social insurance. Yeah.
Early production in like 1914 didn't really see widespread use in World War I until about halfway through the war, but regardless, it is still very synonymous with British infantry during World War I and II, which is kind of funny, because even though people think of the Lewis gun as much more of a British machine gun, they think of the Americans, more like the 1919, the Browning automatic rifle, they think Brits, they think of the Lewis. And even though it did see widespread use by the British Army, it was actually developed by an American.
Really?
Again, Tucker Carlson. The designer of the Lewis gun, Isaac Newton Lewis, was actually born in Pennsylvania. There were a lot of Brits really mad about some of the comments I made in my Sten video a couple years ago. Oh, just you wait for this one. And to the Brits, if you're worried about another country trying to steal more of your heritage, maybe turn on the news. You've got bigger fish to fry.
Oh yeah, they surely do.
I interrupt this program with a knife. A knife, of course, I use to find out what is in this month's
Tackpack.
TACPAC is a monthly subscription service where you can find cool stuff like merch, SBR Wars. That was pretty much the entire fucking NFA fight on the Big Beautiful Bill. I'm not still bitter. AR lower vice blocks. The is way heavier than I thought it would be. Mantis
Damn.
dry fire training systems. Reptilia. Oh fuck. Reptilia pistol grips. Fucking hot dog. Fab defense bipods.
The best hot dog I have ever seen, to be honest.
And more. TAC Pack has 2 tiers. Standard is $59.95. TAC Pack Plus is $139.95, but contains stuff worth about $240 to $300. In fact, I was told the October TAC Pack Plus will be worth over $300. And
Holy
you can use the
fuck.
code AK Guy to get a free $60 tactical gift. Brings you to a total value of over $350 just from using the code. So check them out in the links down in the description and in the pinned comment. Back to the video.
So while a lot of the Lewis guns were produced in .303 British, as that was a very common caliber at the time for England, you know, obviously with the Lee Enfields and such, this one right here is actually in .30-06, the American cartridge.
Oh!
A very
Okay, at least I got the last one right. Thank God.
popular round in the United States, not only for military use, but also for hunting. It's actually what the FBI used to kill Martin Luther King. I think I
What?
should be careful starting my car after this. The Lewis gun has 2 noticeable features.
Excuse me, fucking what?
One is this giant cooling shroud here. It's got a radiator around the barrel and it looks really fucking cool. The other is this pan magazine that sits on top here. It kind of rotates like so every round. It's actually open on the bottom. You probably saw that in some of the footage earlier.
I've seen it.
Super iconic. They came in both 47 and 97 round configurations. 97 is obviously it's a little thicker.
The big old women down in San Antonio.
You see those a lot more on like the anti-aircraft versions of the Lewis gun, stuff like that, where they had the big
Makes sense.
anti-aircraft sight, because it does actually get in the way of the iron sights. This one, of course, being a YouTube-compliant 29-round magazine. The U.S. military actually
God
developed
damn
the
it.
YouTube-compliant 29-round magazines during World War II because they knew what YouTube's guidelines were going to be in 2025. Much like YouTube expects us to know. Anyway, to remove the magazine, we have this little spring here on the middle. Right here, you get this little hole and a spring on the right side. You push in on that, and then the magazine just kind of comes off. This is where we see the markings here. This is a U.S. Navy Lewis gun, 30 caliber, made in 1917.
Holy fuck.
You can tell it's Navy not only because it's marked USN up here, but it also on the bottom left has the little insignia of an anchor.
Cute.
Also by the fact that it likes plowing through men. Now something you might notice
In the Navy.
about the Lewis Pan magazines is that there's actually no spring of any kind. So the
What?
reason for that, and the way they can get away with that, is that if you pop this open, see it's completely empty now that there's no rounds. This is just a little aluminum housing that just helps keep track, or keep the rounds on track rather. The way they're able to get away with that is if we see here, it's entirely mechanical. The gun is what's rotating this drum while it fires.
What?
So I'm gonna take the charging handle here and you can see
Oh my.
this whole mechanism here is what is advancing rounds into the chamber and then rotating the magazine while it fires. Which I will say is pretty fucking neat. You just line up
Yeah.
this little tab here with this little cutout in the magazine, plop it down on top, pull your charging handle back, you see the pan rotate there,
Yeah.
and you are hot and ready to fire. We'll go ahead and go into the manual of arms a little bit. So to insert the magazine or put the magazine on top, you have a little peg here right around this the cylinder on top. That matches up to the hole that's cut away here in the magazine. We'll go ahead and align those two. Put the magazine on top. It's really just an interesting design at the end of the day. It's like the Americans just looked at a Kodak projector and said, huh, I have an idea. Also, that joke doesn't really work because this came like 50 years before the Kodak. I have an
What?
idea. Also, that joke doesn't really work because this came like 50 years before the Kodak carousel, which is really a crazy thought. This is, of course, an open bolt like machine gun, so the bolt stays to the rear until you are ready to fire, where you pull the trigger, and then the bolt goes forward. Now you're killing, now you ain't. I bet you're wondering where the safety is on this gun.
It doesn't have.
Got a folding rear sight here, so this is
Wait,
your rear
what?
sight of this gun. Pussy. Got a folding rear sight here, so this is your rear sight aperture. Lines up to your front sight at the end of the shroud here. Very, very comfortable gun to shoot, especially since it shoots 30-06. Part of the reason of that is the weight of the gun. This is a very, very hefty firearm, but it also has a very unique operating system, which we'll get to here in a sec. ADD brake. So just for a little bit of funsies, we're gonna be doing the patented White Claw penetration test.
3 in a line.
Ooh.
They're charging over the trenches. But we have a Lewis gun. Surely this will end all wars.
Damn, it was so strong it fucked up the audio. Holy shit.
Well, I think we have watered Flanders fields.
Huh. This cameraman is having the best time of his life.
Yep. That'll do it. Multiple rounds of 30-06 versus White Claw. Who'da thunk it?
Yeah.
God, that is gnarly.
So now we're gonna take this fucker apart to show you exactly how it works. And I will say Isaac Newton Lewis was on some bullshit, because this thing is fucking whack. That is not the kind of guy that would need to get a start in gunsmithing and weapons technology at sdi.edu using the links in the description and in the pinned comment, because my god,
You
this
sly
guy was
fox.
getting his inspiration from fever dreams. So we got a little tab here at the bottom. We're gonna go ahead and push that forward, and the stock is gonna rotate off. There we go. So we got our stock out here.
Huh.
I'm gonna go ahead and take our fire control group off. It just slides on this little rail here in the bottom.
What?
Gonna take this Hubba Bubba gum container off the bottom here. I'll talk about this later. And then we are able to take our bolt carrier our bolt and carrier out this way. Pull this to the rear. Get our charging handle, just pops out of that slot there. And now we have our slightly dirty bolt and carrier here. So this is obviously a piston design. So this is in the gun, you know, there's a gas block that pushes gas from the barrel into the end of this piston, which actuates the firearm. What is fucking different, actually there's a couple of things that are fucking different. This here is our bolt. Nothing really crazy on that one. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Our firing pin is fixed in the bolt carrier. I guess that's what you call this. That's kind of neat. That's a new one for me. But you might also notice
Yeah,
the
this one.
serrations on the bottom of the bolt carrier.
Why?
Anyway, the reason this has these gear-like serrations on the bottom is because of the way the recoil spring works. You might notice we didn't take a recoil spring out of the back of the gun, like for example, an AK or an AR-15 or most fucking guns. The reason for that is that the spring assembly on the Lewis is in this little Hubba Bubba motherfucker right here.
What?
This is your recoil spring. The teeth actually engage on this to wind the spring up
Seriously?
and build tension. So when the trigger's pulled, it's released, slams back forward. If you showed me this design and I had no knowledge of the Lewis gun beforehand, and you said, oh, this is gonna be great and it's gonna work, I would say you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But I'll be damned. This is one of the more bizarre features I've ever seen on a firearm like this, and it's kind of wild that I don't think this has ever really been used again after that. But it is so fucking cool to see people, especially in this weird like steampunk, World War I era. Everybody's still figuring out the machine gun, the submachine gun. It's cool to see weird shit like this because there wasn't an accepted way to do stuff. You had some nerdy motherfucker from Pennsylvania cook this shit up in the basement and was like, hell yeah. Let's build millions of these. Anyway, putting this back in, I'm just gonna go ahead and roll that up there. It's a little hinge slot. Put our bolt and carrier back. Stick that in here, like so. This is a little dirty. She probably is, overdue for a date with the ultrasonic. Cam groove up top fits in like so. I'm gonna go ahead and put the charging handle back in that slot there. Take our fire control unit. Go ahead and put that in there. So now before we release this, we need to make sure that this is pulled all the way to the side so that the cam groove can appropriately fit. And we are good to go. Take our stock, put it back in that slot, rotate it back on, add our drum magazine here. On top, and we are back good and ready to kill Jerry's.
If you thought this thing is at least half as cool as I did and you want to see more historical machine guns and stuff like that, first of all, go ahead and subscribe. You'll probably like it around here.
Already
Second
am.
of all, let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see. I thoroughly enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I appreciate you staying all the way to the end. And as always, I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Thanks.
Hop, hop, hop. There are bloopers. We are staying for the bloopers.
Anyhow, our charging handle is over here on the left side. This is, of course, an open bolt light machine gun. So the bolt stays, oh, fuck me.
Now something you might notice, fuck. Now something you might notice about the Lewis, fuck.
Also by the
Yeah, the noise.
fact that it likes plowing through also, it likes plowing through men. That's so stupid.
Few war
Thank you for the jokes, Sir Congressman Herrera. What a wonderful video. Brandon Herrera a month ago. I'm running for Congress again, and probably I will win. Brandon Herrera a week ago. I was in a terrorist manifesto. Yeah. Brandon Herrera 11 days ago. Look at this sick ass gun. And Brandon Herrera literally like a few days ago about Charlie, but now this doesn't work. Brandon Herrera now. Look at this sick ass gun. I want to thank YouTube for limiting our exposure to high capacity magazines on their own forum. Because we all know that if you don't show us a thing, it magically ceases to exist. What? The Peaky Blinders storyline is kind of built on Tommy finding a crate of Lewis machine guns. I have no idea about it. Oh.